whenever you find it, there's probably messages in it, because that's your team's job to get you to the messages that you need to hear. I'm going to be looking into you and into other, and other is whatever other energy is affecting you the most, driving you crazy in a good way or a bad way. Starting out with upside down reverse cards. This is if you are Aries, sun, moon, rising. Apply it to what you want to apply it to, but it also works really well for first house sun or first house stellium. Let's see. Right now, Aries, along with Capricorn, because Jupiter just left Aries. There's not a whole lot in Cardinal besides Pluto. Mercury's on its way out of Libra. And there's not a whole lot in Fire. I mean, there will be soon. Sagittarius will, but again, right now, you guys have a little think about when you're taking a hike. If you do that, I personally don't. But I know what it's supposed to look like. So when you're hiking, you need that rest, or when you're working out and you need that rest period in between sets or whatever. This is your rest period. Hi, Lil John. Yeah, after Susie's on a roll, and then Susie is gonna take melatonin. I'm going to eat an early bird dinner, watch Murder, She Wrote, take a melatonin, and go the fuck to sleep after this. I'm trying to get on that up early thing. I love it when I sleep, because then I get up early, I have the house to myself, and the sun's coming in through the kitchen. And I do my apple cider vinegar and water and sea salt shot. And do yoga, believe it or not. I actually love starting my day that way. And then I would love to finish fire signs tomorrow. But that only happens when I sleep. It's funny because the Emperor kept showing up in Capricorn's reading, and lots of fire and wands, and you have pentacles. You actually have lots of you have one fire card on this whole board. You're in a lot of others' energy, and that's very representative of what it looks like for Aries right now in the sky. Hi, Dolly. Yeah. I think I fell asleep at 6:30 in the morning last night. Or in the morning. It was almost 7. And then I woke up at 9:45. So it wasn't very long. And then I think I managed to doze off for 20 minutes at some point today. So you would think that I would be able to just lay down and go to sleep, but that won't happen. My Mercury is in Gemini, so my brain is going all the time and thinking of ideas. And also, Mars is sitting on it, lighting a fire underneath it right now. So I'm feeling it all over the place. Okay. Interesting. Hi, Beth. We have, towards the end of Capricorn, this started to happen again. I have the glowy thing. It doesn't happen. It does not happen. Let me make sure that's not doing anything. No, it's still there. Okay. Here you go, Aries. Somebody in my Aries collective has an effect on me. So the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, it could have felt like something you thought was going to be a new opportunity, even a person that looked like this is a person where like this is going to work and there's going to be actual like fire and stability. The thing is that before I even read any of these cards or check into the energies around them, what I'm really feeling like, Aries, and I have felt like this when I'm on Friday nights on Soul Navigation, is that you're trying to talk yourself out of like who you are because you feel like who you are gets you in trouble a little bit. So if you have been, if you have been, there's more air, earth, and water on this board. Like you're trying to harness all the other parts of your chart because it's the fire that gets you burned, right? I think something that you thought looked good on paper didn't work out how you hoped. But I feel like it's a blessing in disguise. I think in some situations, Aries, we have to, instead of like lament over how something didn't work out, we have to congratulate ourselves on our escape. And I believe this is one of those. We'll see. In their energy, they have the King of Cups in reverse. Emotionally not mature. Again, I think they came off good on paper. They looked stable. I will say this again. I'm just going to like start making this like a ticker tape thing on the bottom. Anyone you meet that had to overcompensate for anything they thought they had to overcompensate as a child, because that's everybody. The one thing that people with unhealed stuff, unhealed habits, unhealed trauma that affects how they exchange with others, the one thing that they're really, really good at is masking because they've had to. It's usually the most sharpened, well executed tool in their toolbox of survival. I think this person looked like they were going to be stable and they seemed really attracted. And somewhere along the lines, they kind of got cold. I don't think Aries loves. There's two things I think Aries is like, that's a no-fly zone for me. One of them is boring. And the other thing is cold. My CV looks excellent, but I have a question about this Crimes Against Humanity's bullet point. Wouldn't it be great? I wonder if I could get like a collab with them to create Cards Against Humanity, Suzzy Evolutionary Edition. It would be lit. It would be lit AF. Hi, April. I do just so it's in case everybody doesn't know. I feel like my Aries moon attracts a lot of the Aries community, but in case any of my Aries people, or if you're just randomly in the chat because you're a glutton for punishment and I say ridiculous things, when I reach 1,000, I'm gonna have a Zoom party, like a block party, and I absolutely feel like we should play. We should find like an online version of Cards Against Humanity, and play that. Like it'll be closed off. We can play whatever music we want to play. Like no holds barred. Like we're gonna have lots of fun. Hi, Anna. So they do not have the emotional maturity that on paper it looked like they were gonna have. And I know that's disappointing. I don't care what that looks like anymore. I don't care. That one piece of hair was absolutely driving me out of my mind. What's interesting is the dichotomy, the alchemy that has been created between these two energies that you guys are coming out of is defensiveness. You know, I know that Aries likes a little bit of a challenge, but it feels like you were really ready for something to be good and healthy and all those other things. And it feels like they pulled back and they were like a jerk about it, like very emotionally immature. And so now defenses are up all over. The weird thing is, I feel like for some of you, you were their rebound. For others of you, this was a lesson for you to, instead of thinking you need a different kind of person, to look at why you don't feel like you're like how, when things don't work out, how you relate that to yourself or your lack of worthiness. The defenses are now up between both of you. I actually think that they fell for you a little bit, and they're not trying to, you thought they were going to be stable and good on paper and have some like teeth to it and some longevity. And I feel like they thought you were going to be fun. You might have had like, here for a good time, not a long time energy, because Aries can. And you hit them upside of the head with the 1-2 whammy of like, no, I'm like wife material, I'm husband material, I'm partner material. And they're like, oh no, I wasn't looking to fall in love. Don't want to fall in love. Yeah. Oof. I don't know who has a headache. Or if anybody's trying to send me a headache, you can have it back. I'm returning it to sender. I'll wrap it in light and love and all that good shit because I'm nice like that. But that, whatever that was that I just felt, that can just go right back to whoever smelt it, whoever dealt it, smelt it, whatever that whole thing is, you can have it back. Rejecting it. In the current energy, there's King of Pentacles. I think you've maybe thrown yourself into other pursuits, but like, if this person couldn't bring you stability, I feel like this is almost feeling like a last straw for you, Aries. Like, sometimes things that happen spiral us into something that can spiral down. Sometimes it spirals us into like doing the thing that we should have done a long time ago. And for you to have this King of Pentacles, to have that stability, so funny because I just got done saying that, like, if you're an Aries with some Capricorn flavor, like Aries sun in the 10th house, Capricorn sun in the first house, you have strong Aries and Capricorn plate, that's a leader. That's hardcore, really good business. That is somebody who can be an entrepreneur and do it successfully. Because you have the enthusiasm, you have the I'll run into the fire, you have everything that you need from that Aries sign, and then you have like the legs, you have the longevity of the Capricorn. That sea goat that climbs up the hill when it's hard, when other people, but their tail is in the water, as Connie Joe likes to say. They're still emotional. So when you have the blend of those, so it's very funny to me that I almost never do Capricorn and then do Aries right away, because normally Capricorn would have been done when I did Virgo and Taurus the other day, and I would be but these two readings are right on top of each other, and that I said Capricorn energy and Aries is like, I mean, that's a win is a win energy. It's hard to beat, quite frankly. If you're playing any kind of game and the other person, one of your opponents, has like big Aries and Capricorn energy, throw in some Virgo, you're not winning. Just be there for the good time. I love this King of Pentacles for you. It's funny. It kind of looks like looks like somebody's grandpa, which is, it's a very, while they are very immature here with the King of Cups in reverse, you are mature and like not needing the validation of the other person is great. Not needing the chase is great. They have the Lovers, the choice. They cannot make the choice. They cannot decide if you're a person that they're supposed to like. You may be dealing with a Cancer, quite frankly. With the 9 of Wands up, that big wall, that's the same thing as a crab shell. We have the Lovers, which is Gemini's card, but in reverse, trying to decide whether you're like everything, the person, the divine connection. And like they either want the divine connection or nothing at all. And if anything says Cancer energy, that's it. And we have the Chariot on there. Let's see if this is now going to behave itself. If Cancer thinks it might be hurt, it won't risk. This kind of pullback, they need to know you're everything or they don't want anything at all because they're afraid of being hurt and you're just tired of being disappointed, quite frankly. So I really feel like this Lovers in reverse isn't, yes, you could be a rebound. And they could be struggling with whether to choose you or their ex. But the other energy I picked up, and there's going to be more than one of you in a collective, is that they might have fallen faster, harder than they wanted to. So they completely acted immature, like, oh, this was nothing. I'm just getting a funny vibe of they're pretending. And to do that, it was so awkward. The way they pulled back was not a good look. I don't know if they can save that. I want to say, Aries, whoever you're dealing with, please don't be hard on yourself. This is a lot of them issue. This is a lot of like, sounds like a them problem. There's a lot of that here. The alchemy created by the energy you're both in now is the Wheel of Fortune. We have glowy again. There's a shift. There's a tiny closing of a small chapter. It's not a big chapter. This is a little habit that's closing, because the thing about the Wheel of Fortune is like, it's up to you to turn it. All of this stuff, astrology, whatever, channeled messages, it's still your free will, your free agency is the biggest player on the board. So when the Wheel of Fortune presents itself, it's up to you to shift things. Same with the World card. There's a shift here. I think it's yours more than theirs. Interestingly enough, you have the World card in your upcoming energy. However, it was in reverse. But now listen. Y'all see my stuff glowing, right? And like, it's starting to not be a big deal because now I'm getting used to it. Doesn't happen every time. Like, it didn't start happening in Capricorn till the end. So somebody who joined the collective in the end, maybe that was you, Adva. That World card is in reverse. But if it's on the table, it's in play. It's available to you and you're not there yet. The Wheel of Fortune is a 10. The world is like really a bigger chapter closed. It's just not time yet. On their side, they have the Chariot, moving forward and letting universe take them in whatever direction. Because the Lovers to the Chariot is a big shift. The Lovers is about a choice, and the Chariot is realizing, like, instead of killing yourself over which way to go, letting universe take you in the direction that letting things unfold, and not overthinking it. It's using your gut and riding with that gut decision, because it's universe helping you. There's always, there's the black horse, the white horse, the black sphinx, the white sphinx. I only have one set of cards where it's just one snail. It's like the Chariot card that's not moving. And so, you can see they want to go in different directions. So just realizing, sometimes we have to let the inertia take us, right? Even though, yes, there's free will, but staying still like this with the Lovers card that is not that's not helping you. Staying still, the movement is helping the other person. The 10 of Pentacles is in reverse at the end. We start with the Ace of Pentacles in reverse at the beginning and the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. But there's something truly deep about this interaction. If you haven't been watching Connie Joe's and Tuesday nights, I've been going live with her, and we've been doing synastry. So how somebody else's planets show up in your houses. You align the chart to your chart. We were talking about the air houses last time, which surprisingly not as much people watched, because those are the communicative houses. They're kind of important. But that 7th house is a reflection. A lot of times people fall in love with us because they fall in love with our ability to see them at their best. They fall in love with their own reflection through us. But also, sometimes people come in to that 7th house to have an exchange, to have a relationship, even if it's brief, so that we can see ourselves in a way that we haven't been able to before, so that we can like move through something. I feel big energy with that, with this Aries. Also, I hate saying this because I don't really love, I kind of feel like everybody's going to move on a little bit. I think that like you're the first to move on, but then like also the last to like completely let go. Because there's a difference between moving on and letting go. We all understand this, yeah? Let's get some clarification. I keep sleeping on my neck wrong. Trying to think of I'm doing mid-monthly readings. I'm going to do whichever 3 signs get the most views. So if you really want to see a continuation of your sign story for November, if you want to see a bigger check-in, obviously I'm always doing the Friday night check-ins. Yeah, there's a truth here. I wanted to check in. I wanted a card for what happens after this last row. And there's a truth here. I think they caught feelings for you. I still don't think they're the right person for you. Both can exist. Everything in life is a Venn diagram. Nothing is really black and white. I'm going to say that again, Aries. I actually do feel like they caught feelings for you. I also see a lot of water energy, and they could be catching feelings for, like, you know, a water energy does not mind somebody who's going to fight for them. And an Aries really knows how to show up that way. You know, Aries is a very masculine energy, and this feels like more feminine energy. Now, listen, I have a lot of masculine energy. Everybody's got both. So that doesn't mean this person is male identifying and this person is female identifying. What I'm saying is that there's more such deep emotion that they'd rather run from it than risk being hurt on this side. So there might have been something that they were attracted to in you. And I do think that they felt feelings for you. Wow, that King of Cups has me. That's somebody who's not emotionally mature enough to bring you stability, if that's what you're looking for. If you're tired, if you want the excitement, like it, you know, I tease or have teased with somebody in the past that, like, you know, when you have a lot of cardinal placements, and like Scorpio is like this, it's almost like that dangerous playground. Like, you need somebody to feel safe with so you can explore what's dangerous. Some signs need that. And Cancer is undercover that way because of the cardinal energy. They want to be very, very safe with you. They also need a little, they're fighters. They need and they're cardinal. That's, you know, so water energy can very much be like that, where you can, and you almost, this person, I don't know that you could convince them enough that you're for real. You're giving them some flavor of some old relationship that hurt them. That's a them thing. You're not doing anything wrong. I don't think you did a thing wrong. And I wish you would stop over-examining it. You always have a lot of power. All 12 signs. You always have a lot more power than you probably think you do. Go watch the special I did with Connie Joe, and we talk about what you're more capable of than you probably think. This is a big opportunity, Aries. You're being presented with a choice that you've had before, to keep fighting for somebody because there was chemistry, and Aries loves chemistry, right? Doesn't everyone, but it's important. It's a requirement. It's a prerequisite for Aries. Zazazoo. This had Zazazoo, and also for them. And they just look, I swear it looked like this person was really going to be that combination where you could have a little Zazazoo, but not like the, you know, on fire, like you knew this was dangerous. Like, come over here, you look like my next mistake kind of energy. Instead, this was like, oh, this has chemistry, and they look stable. They weren't. Sorry. There's huge, huge, huge revelations for you. And not about what you have to fix. Not how you're too much. None of that shit. More about how you're not too much. And that you're allowed to indulge that side of you. I don't think this was the one, and I don't think that you should crucify yourself over how you fucked this up, because I don't think you did. I know in the past you've been impulsive. You like a little bit of that, like, even if we're fighting, as long as we're in it together, you know, not all Aries energy, but like I know that you feel that you've been impulsive, or maybe you're the one who was like less emotionally mature in a relationship, but this time it wasn't you. And what's going to happen is if you spend too much time thinking about what you did wrong or going on to the next thing and then waiting till you're in the next thing to think about this and what went wrong, because then you're hyper aware that you don't want it to go wrong again. You're going to miss finding your own value in it. And finding your own value in all of this is how you're going to bring in the next person that's going to understand their value as well. Replay viewers, let me know in the comments if you need me to explain that more. But you're not supposed to over-examine what you did wrong so you can do it better next time, or how you were too much so you can be less. Don't be less. You know, some people are not supposed to be Mr. or Mrs. Spreadsheet. That's balance, baby. You didn't do anything wrong. You're supposed to find your value in here and how much power you have to shift things without the approval of somebody else. I'm always a big advocate for, like, it's okay to spend a little time by yourself, because in that space it can be a perverted perception of us when we only see it through other people's eyes, when we only see it through other people's filter, their own trauma, their own coping mechanisms, their own relationship PTSD. Time alone should not make you feel like you're uncuffable. It should make you feel like, there I am. Don't look at it as punishment or unworthiness. There's a lot with unworthiness here. Aries, if you think that you're too impulsive and you don't have any of the intuition that the other signs have, I want to let you know how much that's bullshit, because myself, Stacy on the team, and Kira, who used to be on the team, all Aries moons. Aries energy absolutely has intuition. You should trust yours more. Let's see. I kind of just want to get a card to say, like, is this person? I just don't think this is your person. And I think that you should not twist, manipulate, settle, water down anything that you're doing. And I think that is the choice. I feel like, okay, this is coming in so strong. I feel like the real purpose behind all of this exchange for you is that you're going to, like I said before, come up with a similar choice, a similar position you've been in here before. And last time, you may have tried to manipulate yourself, your personality. Hi, Jacqueline. Water it down to fit so you weren't too much. That's what you're not supposed to do this time. Similar situation, you're supposed to be doing it a different way. You know, depending on where your Aries energy right now, that Saturn in Aquarius that just went direct, that's creating new rules with different solutions, new innovative ways to do things. It's creating boundaries, but in new ways. And that's sextiling some of your energy, a lot of people's Aries energy, and it's been there for a while. It's time to create a new way that you deal with similar old situations. You know, I'm gonna take a scissor and just chop that piece off. Let's get let's get extra cards for you. Yeah, 8 of Cups. They're going to walk away. They're going to throw themselves into work or something else. I don't even think that they're going to run into the arms of another person. But I have the Eight of Cups here. It's a lot of water energy over here. They don't have to be a water sign, but they have a lot of water energy. They could have a bunch of earth energy in a bunch of water houses. You could be like, lady, you're crazy. There's like no water energy. That could also be true. More back. And we're back to that, whatever that looks like. Let's get you a healing card. I am feeling into the lonely woods for Aries tonight. How's my live group feel about that? Oh, it feels like an inner child healing moment. Allowing appreciation. The value of my life increases each time I appreciate everything in it. Yeah. You're not supposed to water yourself down or look for your flaws right now. You're supposed to appreciate the good parts of you and be okay when that's not enough for somebody else or it's too much for somebody else, because that's a them problem. This wasn't your person. Let me make sure I have the book. Because, were any of you here for Pisces when my cat knocked over everything? Was it Pisces or Scorpio? Everything all over the ground. I meant to take a picture of it when it was all over the ground to share it on Instagram. It was crazy. It was bad. I need my Into the Woods book. Maybe we're not doing Into the Woods. Hold on, kids. Hold on. I thought I put it. Real close by, since I'm using it all the time. Well, that is sad. Oh, I found it. That's where I put it. I know I put it someplace clever. So clever that even I could not find it. Okay. Let's get the card that we need for my lovely Aries. I might be changing my background too. I'm just tired of that, and it's so busy because that's not just for decoration. It's very utilitarian, and so, but it's driving me crazy. It's just too much. So I think we're going to have... Oh, I don't think I've read this one yet. I'm pretty excited. There's no way we've gotten through all of them yet, because I was doing them when I first got it. I want to say I got these in May, and by the end of June, I relapsed with my immune issue. And so I think I've read 2 or 3 of them since June. Okay, ready? Now remember, I'm going to drop into my sacral chakra voice, not because it sounds better, but that's also where we know when we feel safe or unsafe. So the register and the comfort that can bring is why I read the inner child readings with that voice. And how you find that voice is just let out a sigh, say yeah, no, That's your sacral chakra voice, or the narrator voice. The beneath opens up to you. Your heart did not close, even though you were no longer in the small and safe places, no longer in the safe spaces of the surface world. Into great depths you plunged, your soul tattered, your heart in pieces, your hands closed and tight. And now look at you. You have found your way in the endless beneath. Your hands have a gentle touch, and you draw to you the shyest of creatures. You know you are above all an ally, kin, and a friend to their rare nature. You have found a home amongst all the other misfits the world gave birth to. I'm going to cry. And you are creating your own destiny, which is clear, brighter, deeper, and more filled with joy and blessings than you could have ever imagined. Dive down into the hidden places, bright soul, and ready your heart for waves of joy. That made me cry a little. I definitely never read that one. I often say, like, sometimes my collective are the ones that resonate with that island of misfit toys because I resonate with that. And quantum physics and cohesion all. It's gonna, like matter attracts like matter, and like energy attracts like energy. When you come through that, when you come through the challenge of feeling like you didn't belong, it really helps you be an advocate, that's Aries energy. These don't have any astrology ties to the cards, but they're always just so perfect for the reading. That's my guides coming through for all of us. That deep beneath that each person, each relationship takes you to, forged in fire, like an Aries warrior, brings you to that place where you no longer see yourself as a misfit, but yet you find the value in how you are different. And this reading is about finding your value and not finding your fault, Aries. I think there's going to be some recalibration. And I think you might see some stuff move again more towards the end of November when you start having Sagittarius trining your placements. Leave me a comment and let me know in the replay, and let me know how that sat with you. And hopefully I'll see you all Friday night. I think Connie Joe and I are going to do Synastry. Well, Friday night I'll be doing my usual Friday night tarot and healing on soul navigation. I'll be here tomorrow doing the other two, Fire, Leo, and Sagittarius. And then I think Monday or Tuesday maybe I'll come on here and do free card pulls or something. But Tuesday at night, Connie Joe and I are going to do the Earth houses for Synastry. So don't miss that. And go watch our Halloween video where we talked about the veil is thin, because we also talked about how you can kind of use your body along with conversation with your guides to just connect to the energy around you, crossed over loved ones, and all kinds of other stuff for you to tune into your own intuition. All right. I love you. Now you love you.